Hey guys, it's Victoria with Nutrition by Victoria, and in today's video I'm going to be addressing a question that I got in my coaching group, but it's also a question that is pretty common amongst the mainstream dieting community, and that is, what should I do when I reach a weight loss plateau? What are your tips for helping to overcome that plateau? So first, I think it's important to understand how we got to that plateau in the first place. So generally, a weight loss plateau occurs when somebody has been calorie restricting or following some kind of carb/calorie restrictive diet where the metabolic rate actually lowers during this practice. So when we restrict carbs or we restrict calories, restricting being anything that's lower than what our body needs to function every day, we will see some weight loss at the start, generally in the form of water weight loss, but it can be fat weight loss, especially if your fat grams have been lowered as well in your diet. But eventually that loss slows down as you hit the metabolic wall. So it's basically where your body's like, hey, I'm not going to lose any more weight. My metabolism is lowered. It's time to conserve what we have and time to start turning up our fat storage mechanisms. This is where de novo lipogenesis can actually come into effect during calorie restriction or carbohydrate restriction, where carbohydrates are actually turned to fat for a period of time following restriction or starvation in order to keep the body alive. So our body's always prioritizing carbohydrates for energy production. Even when we're not consuming carbohydrates, we're still turning fat into glucose in order for our brain and all of our cells to have enough glucose, have enough energy for life. So my recommendations for overcoming a plateau are: one, do not calorie restrict to get to that plateau, because you're just going to have to, in order to get out of that plateau, you actually have to gain some weight back, bring your metabolism back up by eating sufficient amount of carbohydrates every day and keeping your fat grams very low so that you increase the metabolism and encourage fat burning at the same time. So if you've gotten to your plateau by calorie restriction, understand that you're going to have to go through a little bit of initial weight gain. It really depends on how fit you are, how much you've been restricting, how long you've been restricting, how much weight you have, what your current fitness is. So there's a lot of factors that come into play. But in general, for anyone, when it comes to lowering your body weight, lowering your body fat, because we're really talking about lowering body fat. We don't want to dehydrate the system. We don't want to lose weight at the expense of our health. So we don't want to force weight off of our body, because we want to stay healthy during this process. So the goal is to focus on fat loss. Now, in a fed state, our body, the human body, burns a 50-50 ratio of carbohydrates to fat. So when we consume sufficient amounts of carbohydrates and a very low fat diet, we actually burn body fat. It takes time, body fat takes a while to come off of the body, but when we keep our body hydrated, our glycogen stores up, and our fat grams coming in really low, it creates this deficit so that body fat can now be burned. So then instead of hitting a plateau, your weight is just going to go like this, low, low, low. You might not even change in body weight, especially if you're gaining muscle and you're gaining a muscle glycogen retention. You might look leaner, but the scales haven't changed. So the only way to really judge the accuracy of that is to look at your body and be like, oh, I look leaner, my clothes are fitting differently, or you have a DEXA scan done that calculates your hydration levels and your body fat levels. So, and even those can be inaccurate. It really depends on a lot of factors. But for, in general, body fat loss over time, you just want to focus on that dietary fat deficit. Okay, I hope that makes sense. I hope this answered the question. I know it's a little bit different than conventional, but conventional dieting never got anybody sustainable results. So we want to go for sustainable fat loss. That means high carbohydrate, low fat, plant-based vegan diet. Sufficient in carbohydrate calories every day. Eat as many carbohydrate calories as you want. Fruit, rice, pasta, potatoes, any kind of pasta, white pasta, wheat pasta, rice pasta is my favorite. Corn, vegetables, no oil, no overt fats, no animal products, and you will have great insulin sensitivity, especially if you're exercising. Cardio exercise is the best for fat loss because it's catabolic, means it breaks down fat. It doesn't build tissue, it breaks it down. So you want to focus on the high carb, low fat, sufficient daily cardio exercise. 30 to 60 minutes is ideal every day. Biking, jogging, walking, whatever you enjoy. Get a little bit of sweat on. Get early nights. When you sleep, your body works better. Trust me on this one, because I've had nights where I have not gotten a lot of sleep, and I'll tell you what, I definitely function better when I sleep. So, okay, I don't want this video to be too long. Thank you so much for the question in the group. If you want to join my coaching group and you'd like some help with achieving your health, fitness, and body weight goals, let me know by joining, or let me know in the comments, and check out my link for the group in the description box below. All right, have a great weekend, everybody. See you later. Bye.